5,000 New Yorkers, they lose their lives, and something has to be done. And that's why we're doing this here today. Before I get into my statements, I just want to say that this is a part, and this day is our health day, as part of our Bronx Week. We call it Bronx Week, but it's 12 days. And during these 12 days, we have had an amazing myriad of different events and topics that we continue to discuss, and talent and things that we celebrate here in the Bronx. But at the same time, we take a pause in our Bronx Week to acknowledge those issues that are affecting Bronxites. And so I am so thankful standing here with my partner at Borough Hall, Deputy Borough President Aurelia Green, to announce not only Health Day as part of our Bronx Week, but this year I'm happy that most of our events during Bronx Week have had some kind of health component to it. We are able to include healthcare screenings and health screenings like blood pressure testing at our Bronx Bankers Breakfast that happened last week, vision screenings at our art gallery reception, and today you can check your body at a your body mass index, among many other screenings right inside, and that deserves a strong round of applause because we're making sure that the Bronx is healthy. I and the Deputy Borough President, as well as my staff and the Bronx Economic Development Corporation, we take health and the well-being of Bronxites in this borough very seriously. So while we are celebrating the beauty and fame of the Bronx, we are also making sure that we get and remain a healthy and prosperous borough. We continue to build and offer people great education and jobs, but if the borough is not healthy, then what are we doing it for? We want to make sure that Bronxites are healthy. So, yeah. So with that goal in mind, I'm happy to announce the launch of Bronx Smoke-Free Partnership, and that's what we're doing here today. And the Smoke-Free Partnership is a culmination and accumulation and a coalition of community-based organizations like the American Cancer Society, the American, who's here, where's the American? Let's give it up for the American Cancer Society. The American Lung Association, the American Heart Association, and collaboration with other such organizations as the Davidson Community Center, are they here? The Bronx Office of the American Cancer Society, South Bronx Concerned Citizens, Bronx Breeds, the American Medical Association at Einstein Hospital, and of course, we have to make sure that everyone realizes that the most important component are our youth, and they're here behind me, is MS-390 in the house. According to recent statistics, ladies and gentlemen, 17% of all Bronx residents smoke. And we have to change that. And that's, when you look at the citywide average, that's up from the citywide average of 15.8%. So we're just above that average, and that's what we have to combat. However, we are happy to announce that due to the partnership like this one, that highlights the dangers of smoking, along with a coordinated campaign that counters commercial tactics by the tobacco industry, that children and our teens have stopped smoking, and it is evident to see that our teens are smoking at a rate of 6.2%, which is less when you compare it to citywide of 8.5%. So citywide, our children are doing better. Citywide, Bronx children and Bronx even saying, we no longer want to smoke. This partnership hopes to engage the community members to drive those rates to zero. As Joan said earlier, anytime that we have one teen that's smoking, that's one teen too many. So that's what we're doing here today. Tobacco use impacts many of the Bronx's major health concerns. Secondhand smoke exposure is known to trigger asthma. And that for us is a particular concern, since asthma hospitalizations in the Bronx are the highest of any rate of any borough in the city of New York. Bronx children between the ages of infant to 14 years of age are hospitalized due to asthma attacks almost twice the rate of our city's children. Both cancer and heart disease, the two leading causes of death in the Bronx, are linked to tobacco use and secondhand smoking. By eliminating tobacco use and protecting residents from the hazards of secondhand smoke, the health and well-being of the people who live in the Bronx can and will be dramatically improved. So it is with great pleasure, with great honor, with great gratitude that as Borough President I'm here with my partner, the Deputy Borough President, to join you in this campaign, to join you in this program, so that we can not only continue to drive down smoking rates within our youth population, but also with the Bronx population as a whole. Ultimately, the Deputy Borough President and I, the Bronx Overall Economic Development Corporation, our staffers, we have a charge to provide the Bronx with better living quarters, to continue to push forward so that we can have the best education possible, to make sure that we try to get as many jobs for Bronxites as possible. But we want to do so in a way where the health of our borough is intact. And so we're going to push forward in those endeavors. We don't want to just be the borough who has come from ruins to revitalization. We want to be the borough that leads. And when we speak of all of the other issues, we're going to lead in those issues, but certainly we're going to lead in the reduction of smokers here in the city of New York, particularly as it pertains to our teens. And for the tobacco industry, we don't want you here. To the tobacco industry, understand that your gimmicks and your games are up. To the tobacco industry, understand that we're no longer going to be hoodwinked and bamboozled. To the tobacco industry, understand that we have young and smart, energetic individuals who no longer will be hoodwinked and don't want your product, and that's why we're here today. Bronx Week couldn't be made of it. You know, we couldn't do this on our own. Bronx Week is a great festival and a great way for us to be able to show our talent.